I remember Mr. Woodlock told me how good she was. All right, well, I have another treat for you because we have another student that's going to come up. A student that has embodied everything that a class president should be. She leads by example, and she leads comfortably in front of large groups of people, which is sometimes a rarity for someone 17, 18 years old, and she does it very well. Sarah Tassinari.
Here we go. Family, friends, faculty, class of 2015. For those of you who do not know me well, my name is Sarah Tassinari. I like to dance. I'm an avid enthusiast of Modern Family. I sing too loudly, even though I never know the words. I prefer M&M's over Skittles, Oceans over Lakes, and Beyonce over One Direction. Most importantly, I'm a chronic procrastinator. I honestly don't know how I've gotten this far in school because it's really bad. For months now, people have asked me how the speech was shaping up, what I'd talk about, if I was nervous. And I'd shrug them off and tell them I hadn't really thought about it. I knew the key elements I was going to have to touch on. How far we've come as a class, how far we have to go, and the brief period of time when Mr. Adams had a mustache. I've been dreaming of this day since freshman year, and I've been constantly brainstorming ways of making it stand out from the other dozens of graduation speeches you'll hear in your lifetime. I'm not going to start spinning bars like Kyle Varanowski of the class of 2012, and I'm not as eloquent as the glorious Liv Paula, who brought this entire gym to tears with her insightfulness. I considered creating a beautiful interpretive dance to tell the tale of our past 4 years here, but I shot that down because I didn't know if I'd even be able to walk up here without tripping. I'm a very uncoordinated dancer. I decided that the most effective way for me to get my speech across would be by making it relatable. And what's more relatable than food?
What is she doing? What is she doing? What is she doing?
I went grocery shopping with Ryan Murray yesterday. And we picked up a few things that I thought would help get my points across. Also, I don't know what the snack situation is going to be like at grad night, so I thought it would be best to be prepared. When we first entered the Seafoam Green Corridors of THS back in 2011, we had no idea what to expect. I guess you could equate it to a box of quinoa. We didn't know what to compare it to, or if we'd like it. Our parents told us it was going to be great. One of the best times of our lives and to cherish every moment. And I found that our parents were right, as they usually are. Quick shout out to my mom and dad, Keith and Debbie, who have always encouraged me to reach for the stars and who have served as excellent role models for me and my siblings over the past 18 years. I love you guys. Ironically, I hate quinoa. It's just half cooked rice. Anyone who wants it can see me on the turf when this is all over. Next, we have celery salt. I have determined that Mr. Adams is celery salt. As freshmen, we saw him sitting in the lobby looking gruff and intimidating. We didn't know what his purpose was, but he clearly held an important title because very few people can wear mandals at work but reprimand. Gradually, we learned that, like celery salt, he is a versatile spice. He monitors tardies, absences, and dismissals, prevents food fights from breaking out in the cafeteria, and is hyper-aware when there's a car without a parking pass in a far parking lot. But he's more than an enforcer of the rules. You can find him at every basketball game and most other sporting events. He's the first person to offer you gum, as long as you return the favor someday, and is good for making change when you only have a 20 and need a Pop-Tart from the vending machine to get you to third lunch. The best advice I can give to underclassmen is to befriend Mr. Adams. The only person who's going to tell you to stop talking to him and get back to class is the man himself. and those instances are few and far between. During those first 2 years of high school, there were required classes that everyone took: biology, chemistry, US history. These were the lettuce of high school. No one gets that excited about lettuce, but you have to eat it if you want dessert. There are, of course, the few crazy kids that just love lettuce, and they take salad at a buffet line. These are the same kids who took AP Bio, AP Chem, AP History. I tip my cap to those of you who took such classes. Your dedication to learning is admirable. As for me, you can find me at the ice cream bar. I'm not big on salad. One of the finer arts in high school is learning when you can BS a paper and when you cannot. Sometimes it's not even intentional. You look over the 5-page paper you wrote at 11 o'clock the night before and think to yourself, wow, this is garbage. And then you hand it in anyways. In that scenario, your essay can be compared to a package of Market Basket brand creams. They're a knockoff Oreo, if you will. On the other hand, hopefully there's been a project that you were immensely proud of. A service learning project, a mural, a writing research paper that you brag about every chance you get. These are your double stuffed Oreos. I forgot that I wrote double stuffed in the speech, they're just regular stuffed. It's for this reason that I'd like to thank the THS staff for creating the capstone requirement for graduation. In 20 years, we will not remember the day-to-day notes or graphic organizers we completed. Personally, I'll remember the 22-page research paper I wrote about body art and tattoos. I can tell you some weird stuff about body art in Polynesia. Writing research was one of my favorite classes because I got to choose what to write about and how I wanted to structure my paper. I don't know of any other high school that offers a course like that. Mr. Redmond, these Oreos are for you. I also bought a pie. It's apple, and I won't be sharing it. I bought the pie in honor of homecoming. In Student of the Month articles and in senior profiles, you'll find that most of us mention something about homecoming, its lasting memories, and general awesomeness. It was an event we look forward to every year, much like a person looks forward to a warm apple pie. We started off our 4 years squished in those corner bleachers, but gained more confidence as we worked our way around the gym. We came back from the disastrous Cupid Shovel of 2011 with a groundbreaking performance of Little Party Never Killed Nobody as juniors, and only improved in this year's mashup of Tiptoeing in My Jordans, Sexy Back, and Soulja Boy. Not to mention the coolest senior entrance in history, led by our very own Kyle Andre and Sung Bin Young on bongos. Our homecoming videos have always been stellar, thanks to the tireless efforts of the one and only Katie Holtzman. And this year, we finally clinched the victory, led by none other than Ms. Rochette and Mr. Melanakis. Without you two, we as a class would not have had a spectacular high school experience as we have. I know it wasn't easy with Mr. Melanakis making the move to the middle school, but we've had a great 4 years with you and couldn't ask for better class advisors. I will allow you each one bite of pie. Finally, we have the humble orange. Once you peel away its outer layer, you find an occasionally tart but mostly sweet fruit that can lift your spirits in an instant. Class of 2015, we are the orange. After stripping away our tough upperclassmen exterior, you'll find that we have some truly sweet people among us. I don't know how many people know this, but Liam handed out Tangelos to anyone who wanted one every year before Christmas. A Tangelo is similar to an orange, but it's not an orange. You can explain it better. Also, no one rocks a banana costume quite like him. Ryan O'Neill earned the friendly superlative, both in 8th grade and as a senior, because he is hands down the nicest person you'll ever meet. He's always the first to offer a high five or a seat at his table at wing night, and you can't ask a man for much more than that. Studies show that hearing Brianna J. Lewis laugh can improve your quality of life by as much as 100%. And let's not forget that Caitlin Mitchell handwrote over 150 letters to the students attending prom as part of her service learning project, warning them about the dangers of drinking and driving. That was one of the sincerest acts of kindness I've ever seen. There are plenty more sweet people in our grade. I believe Mr. Champ is at 133, and I could go on about you guys all night, because after 12 years, you get to know people pretty well. It has been an honor getting to know each of you. If it looks or sounds like I'm crying, it's because I probably am. I brought an onion to mask my emotional weakness. We've had quite a journey together, my friends. From those heinous gray t-shirts that read, "Keeping it fresh, not said," to a lip sync crew that just wouldn't quit. From fundraiser fudge to selling socks. From the time Dylan Hansen broke his finger, but still managed to bring home the W during a homecoming soccer challenge junior year, to Will Trioli crowd surfing at prom. From August 30th, 2011 to June 5th, 2015. It's the onion, guys, I swear. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your high school career. I can only hope that you enjoyed the ride half as much as I did. Tyngsboro High School, class of 2015, I'll see you at the reunion.
Tough act to follow. This is why we love graduation. We get to show off some of our most amazing students, and you get to hear about all of the great students in the class. We're going to change